So let's talk about the Chief Minister, Lia
Finocchiaro. I need to see it again.
Okay, hang on. I'll bring it up on
bring
screen.
her name up.
You can't see that.
I can't read that.
Hang on, I'll zoom.
Lia, scroll.
Hang
I
on.
need to see left.
Oh, look. God, what's going on? Hang on.
Lia Finocchiaro.
Finocchiaro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Lia, well done. So Lia, for those that are listening rather than watching, she has announced that there will be no trans women, i.e. men.
I will play this clip.
Okay, cool.
I can't believe that we're seeing these woke agendas and these ideologically driven policy from Labor premiers and prime ministers who are putting the rights of people who identify as a woman, the rights of men who identify as a woman, above the rights of women who are vulnerable and in prison to be safe. We have very clear rules. Here in the Northern Territory, if you're a bloke, you go to a men's prison. If you're a woman, you go to women's prison. It's very clear cut. There are no shades of grey.
How hard is that?
Scenario in the Northern Territory.
How hard is that?
I can't believe that we're seeing...
Freaking common sense.
It's
making a comeback.
And yet it feels foreign. It feels
Hearing
subversive.
that makes you feel like, wow, someone had the balls to say the obvious thing.
Yeah, but it also has that sense of, oh, hang on, let me just, is anyone else overhearing this? Because I could get in trouble for this.
With a lot of this stuff too, like obviously if someone has to go first and you cop the flack and you know, people like us, like, you know, political commentators or commentators in general have said this for ages, but now like you're getting people in positions of power saying the thing.
Now, Lia has always been one of those sorts of people who's willing to say the thing.
Yeah.
She wasn't on board and now she's leaving. She's always been that person, and her actually becoming the chief minister in the NT, I think, is a story in itself. Not that I follow their politics closely, but that's a really good sign, a really good step. What we need to see is some of these people who've previously been on board, i.e. Susan Lee, either have that come to Jesus moment and start to say things like that, or get out of the way for people who will.
And stop being worried about what would be perceived as public backlash. So I think we talked about this either last week or on Monday. With a lot of these people, they are on board with your sentiments. They agree with you, but they don't want the public backlash.
Yeah.
And as someone who came to this public figure capacity through a baptism of fire.
A little involuntarily,
A little involuntary. Now I see comments from, you know, old mate on the YouTube or the Tattle Life shit and I laugh. Go harder. You cannot get my name out of your mouth. You just need to keep being obsessed with me. Please continue on. It's great.
Yeah.
These people need to get over it. Like, you know, Susan Lee wants to be liked. You can see that. She's trying desperately to be to prove her point.
Yeah.
Be disliked.
Yes,
it's
correct.
okay.
Correct.
Let people be a bit mad at you. That's okay.
If no one's mad at you, it's one of these quotes that's attributed to Churchill, which of course every quote is. So I don't know if he actually said it or
Churchill
not.
or Aristotle.
Yeah, but supposedly Churchill said something along the lines of, so you have enemies? Good. That means you've done something with your life.
Yes.
This is absolutely true. If you don't have someone who hates your guts, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You haven't stood for anything. I've talked before about the whole I like kittens thing. If you just say on the internet, I like kittens, sooner or later, someone's going to hate you because they think dogs are better. Someone else is going to hate you because you didn't condemn puppy farming and all the rest of it. Someone's going to hate you because you think that owning animals is okay. And how dare you be such a human supremacist? We're just animals too. Like, if enough people hear it, someone's going to hate you. You cannot express anything. So if no one hates you, you must have had no impact on anything.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, 100%.
You've
You're
done
just an
and
NPC.
said nothing.
You're an NPC.
You've not even left a shadow.
And the other thing is too, I'll add to that, if you are someone who has those beliefs but you don't have the courage to say it, you are still an NPC because you're a coward.
Yeah.
And I don't say that to be nasty, but that's what it is. You are letting someone else's opinion of you regulate how you show up in your own life. Yeah. That's a problem.
And we lived this reality during COVID where you'd get these people saying, oh, look, I agree with you, but I just, I'm a cop, I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we need you to speak out.
Yeah.
You
so
of all
we'll do it
people,
for you and we'll cop it for you.
So we'll cop all the slings and arrows, and then in the years to come, you'll be like, oh, I was right there with you.
Yeah.
No, you were not.
Yeah. I find it really interesting. So I'm copying it at the moment because I'm going hard on feminism, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I've spoken up on my Instagram, I've spoken up on this podcast, and of course, all the wokies, all the people who don't like me have taken huge issues with that.
Yeah.
And again, you know, all it's the same insults. Like, you just keep recycling them. They don't mean anything anymore. I have been called everything.
Yeah.
And I find it really interesting. And I screenshot it all, and I have a folder on my computer just full of screenshots. And I'm like, one day I might need that. And I come back to all of these people who have gone out there with this super pro-feminist approach, how men are terrible, or like whatever it is, all the narcissism, everyone's got I said this last week, everyone's got ADHD, everyone's got some kind of thing that they're, to their victim card. I will be so interested to see, as things shift back, how many people just like quietly remove their pronouns, quietly take that down.
Happening.
Yeah, because they're realizing that it's no longer cool. Well, we had Emma Watson and the J.K. Rowling thing. Yeah. She's coming out saying, "Oh, I'll always love her." No, you didn't. Yeah. You literally threw her to the wolves.
Was it Emma Watson who did the whole self-partnered thing?
Yes.
Like, oh gosh, how insufferable.
And I've seen that. Like, that's popping up now. I've seen people saying, "Oh, I'm dating myself. I'm self-partnered."
Yeah. Gosh.
You mean you're single?
But that graph that I showed earlier, or that you showed earlier, about the number of people identifying as non-binary. It's dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, because it's no longer...
It's falling away as quickly as it was climbing.
Well, they're not getting the social credit anymore because when you're the first couple of people to do it, everyone's like, oh, wow. Yeah.
Also, though, it's no longer difficult. It's no longer hard, right? And so already it's been devalued. The currency is inflating away.
I'm standing by my original sentiment with this, which is trans is just the emo movement of Gen Z.
Oh, that's gonna harsh some people's mellow.
Yeah, that's gonna piss people off. It is. Like, not to say that there aren't trans people and hasn't always been trans people, but the social contagion version now, that is just the emo for Gen Z.
Going up to nearly 10% and then falling away again just as quickly.
Well, it was how you became like cool, or not cool because they were never cool, but it was more so like edgy. I'm a misfit.
It's
you don't understand me.
Yeah, it's how you rebel.
You're right, I don't understand you because you're a fucking idiot. Yes.
Kylie, you've got to let go of these shackles and just tell us what you really think. I just stop holding back.
How many times have I sworn? I think I've sworn 10 times.
This podcast could be fun if you just let go,
Imagine if I was actually myself on this podcast.
Oh, goodness. I'm not ready for that.
Someone said to me...
Help.
Someone said, no, it was a comment. Someone's like, oh, this girl needs to lay off the coke. And I'm like, dude, imagine if I had coke.
I still want to see you. I still want to see you after a glass of wine.
Oh, G saw me the other day. What did I drink? He gave me something. I had some Baileys.
Rohypnol?
No.
Okay.
No, I had a glass of Baileys, and literally after about like 3 or 4
sips. Like a glass of Baileys? Or just like a shot? A hot chocolate with some Baileys in it?
No. It was like Baileys on ice with a bit of milk. Because he gave it to me on ice, and I was like, no, you got to put milk in it. Like a proper grandmother. And I was like, and then straight away I was like, ooh.
Ooh. Kylie remember, likes this.
I don't drink
It hits hard.
And I'm like, ooh. Yeah. So, no, I'm not on coke, but if I was, watch out.
So I suffered a head injury ice skating when I was, I think, 20 years of age.
Explains everything.
Explains so much. I've had surgery to put my nose back where it was supposed to be. Not like what you had, but I've had, some. And... I remember...
I can rearrange it for you.
Yeah, thanks. So they had to give me a lumbar puncture because I was paralysed down my right-hand side. I lost power over my right arm, my right leg, and they were trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And they were worried about an aneurysm. Turns out it was probably just swelling in the brain. But in order to try and rule out an aneurysm, they wanted to take some spinal fluid and see if there's traces of blood.
That's the worst. I went through that in 2022.
Yeah, so they've got me on the bed, they roll me on my side, and they do the needle, a little bit of local anaesthetic, and they do the big needle. And they told me beforehand, they said, listen... Most of the time it's fine, but sometimes your spinal cord will actually touch the inside of the bone because they're reducing the amount of fluid there, so it doesn't protect it as well as it should, and your body will kind of panic, right? And if that happens, just don't worry. We've got some morphine right here, ready to go. It'll be fine. So they roll me back onto my back, and sure enough, I have this. It's incredible.
Yes.
It's incredible. Not the amount of pain. The amount of pain is completely overwhelming, but that can happen in other ways as well. The kind of pain. This is pain that is coming from the core of your nervous system. It's not pain coming from the outside in. This is pain coming from the inside out, and it's phenomenal.
I went to ED with this pain. Yes.
Okay. They hit me in the leg with
the morphine.
And what happened, as the pain hit, every single muscle in my body tried to contract all at once. And I remember being like a T-Rex, like this dinosaur kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my back arching. And then they hit me in the leg. I don't remember them hitting me in the leg, but I know they must have done that because what it felt like was my back arched up off the bed and then I just kept floating upwards.
Yeah.
And I never came back down onto the bed.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a painkiller in my life. I've never had an opiate of any kind in my life. And so I got like the full effect, full proper wide open receptors. I was like, hot damn.
I see what people do this recreationally.
And then what's hilarious, a little footnote on that, the surgeon that did all the decisions, or I think she was one of the surgeons. I don't think she did the operation, but she was assessing me for getting my nose put back in the middle of my face. And she was gorgeous. She was so incredibly gorgeous. I was so smitten. And then I actually met her about 12 years later. She was actually going to my parents' church. My parents were talking, and they figured out, you were actually right. Okay. Yeah, no, that was the drugs. That was the drugs. She was 30 years older than me, and very
drugs work.
Very normal.
Well, wouldn't you know it? Back again. You could not help yourself, could you? I get it. I am absolutely ridiculously good looking. So you should probably go and subscribe. And whilst you're there, maybe shout us a coffee. I have to put up with this guy every week, twice a week, for you and your entertainment, much to my displeasure. But alas, I do it because I am a virtuous soul, and you're welcome. So please subscribe and tell other people to go watch, because I need help.